Hi, today we're looking at 6 geese a laying. See you in a minute. Now this build actually ended up very close in the end to the obvious one of goose eggs, but I didn't get there straight away. I had a tentative look at wild goose chases, but I couldn't see anything much there, and I did toy with perpetual motion machines because again that's pretty much of a wild goose chase, but I decided that was probably something a little bit complicated for a 5 or 10 minute build, and it was something that I wanted to come back to in the future as a result of learning a bit more about them and their history. In the end, it was back down to that wood turning course I took in November that gave me the confidence that I would be able to turn something that was egg shaped. And one of the things that I had come across in various searches was a small kaleidoscope that could be inserted into something that was turned into an egg shape. It's the same companies that do the pen turning kits or the little seam ripper that I did last year for my wife. It's fairly small, but I thought to make a couple of these would be a useful present for my grandchildren. I again go back to my childhood and remember kaleidoscopes, and in this day and age they're probably really outdated things in that a tablet is much more interesting, but I thought what the hell, we'll have a go. I've got some timber left over from the wood turning course, so I'm going to chop it into a couple of decent sized chunks and we'll have a go at turning some eggs. See how we get on with that. So here I hope are the components for today's build, if I've got it right. That is 5/16 drill, bit of a beast. Sorry, a quick correction, that's a 13/16 drill, not 5/16 as I said earlier. It's got a reduced shank on it because you'd need quite a considerable size of chuck to hold that otherwise. And then we have 2 of these, which are the kaleidoscope kits that I bought. There are some, no, there's no instructions in them. I've just downloaded the instructions from the internet. What you need for those is a blank that's 2 3/8 inches long and something in the region of 2 inches square. Now I've got the advantage that I've got some timber that I had from the turning course, where with my beads and coves on when we were practicing. There's 2 pieces of timber there. I'm pretty certain that in amongst that we can get enough to do this. So we'll cut that down, go and find something for some bushings, see how we get on.
A long journey, people want for the fun. Right. Well, there were 2 bloody school drivers here on Monday.
Right, now I've taken the 2 practice spindles that I did when I was down at Yandle's wood turning a course the other week, and I've just put them on the lathe, cut them, taken them down to about 2-inch diameter, and then I've just taken the end off a couple of them. I've probably got enough for another one there if I wanted. I need 2 of these. I've done 3 so that I've got one if all else fails or want to practice on. They're down now at 2 and just over 2 1/4, which is what they've got to end up as. So I've just got to face the ends off, pop them in the chuck and just take the ends flush, and then drill them out. What I've done is those look slightly more interesting patterning on them than that one, so I'll probably see if I can get the 2 out of these 2 blanks and just use that one as a practice. But I've run out of time today at the shed and I couldn't find the chuck for the lathe, which I've now located, so I'll whip it back next week, pop these in the chuck, drill out the 13th 16th hole in the middle. It's about 20 mil, it's quite a big hole, right the way through, mount it on a spindle for like a pen turning mandrel, and then do the turning on the actual egg shapes, and then we can just finish them and assemble. Or something, don't you? Have you got a solution in things to do and shopping to do and all that lot, whereas I've left it until the last minute and I haven't got there yet. So. Oh right, yes. It's successful morning at the shed. I've now got 2 vaguely similar shaped, egg shaped blanks that have been made up, and I didn't have to use up the spare I'd got, so I was quite pleased with that. Essentially now all I've got to do is assemble all the kaleidoscope mechanism which goes in there, and those will slide in there and then screw up, and that will give the finished look. Now most of the learning on that one was done a couple of weeks ago when I did the wood turning course, and that's been pretty much probably the most important thing I've done this year in terms of learning craft. It's something that will hopefully be with me now and I can improve on, but it's been a new branch of woodworking that I've never explored before, so from that point of view it's been pretty successful. Hope you enjoyed the video. Look forward to seeing you tomorrow when we'll be on to Seven Swans Are Swimming. See you then. Bye.